Clerk, will you please publish?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Indictment number 2023-GS40-07440. State of South Carolina, County of Richland versus Chikei Rick Chow. We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Chikei Rick Chow, as to the charge of murder, not guilty. Fine number 302, foreperson, June the 1st, 2026. Madam Forelady, was this your verdict and the verdict of the entire jury?
These were the scenes in the courtroom as the verdict was read.
257?
Yes.
Is this still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 63, was this your verdict? Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Number 208, was this your verdict?
The family of the slain, Cyrus Carmack-Belton, reacted in shock and horror at the South Carolina jury finding Rick Chow not guilty of murder. His mother walked out of the courtroom knowing she and her family will not receive any semblance of justice with this decision.
Help me! Not this lady Uber. Damn, I did it! Oh, y'all running like our black ass up. Oh, that's dude's like 10. Oh, hell no. Okay. I hope she got that on camera. We still gonna burn the store down. Fuck! It's really, I'm sorry, man. It's not kids who understand.
Locally, the cops would protect the shop, which claims to be under new ownership. So what exactly happened in this case? Let's break it down.
You have one in your pocket? You have one in your pocket? One foot in your pocket.
Yeah. I don't got no water in my pocket. I don't got no water in my pocket, but I'll show you water. This is good water. No, it doesn't down.
Hey, amen.
Take it in the water. Go up.
You're chasing a 14-year-old child. Okay, if prosecutors said child chased the teen more than 130 yards from the store, I don't see how that's self-defense. Okay, how are you protecting your son if you're the one in pursuit? Okay, according to prosecutor, Cyrus never stole the water, put the bottles back, ran from the store, and was eventually shot in the back after a chase. You just heard the news report. Defense argued that Chow was protecting his son because the teen had a gun and pointed it at him. Hey, if that happened, and you would have pulled your gun out and defended your son in that scenario, then I would completely understand. But here's the thing. I don't see no proof that that happened. Okay, and if that young man did that and ran away, why would you run after him?
Chow accused a 14-year-old black boy, Cyrus Carmack-Belton, of stealing a bottle of water. That's what happened. That is his claim. The Post and Courier reported an investigator confirmed the teen stole nothing from the business. A forensic pathologist would testify about the bullet path through the victim, which struck him in his lower back and pierced his heart, confirming he was in a bent-over position when he was shot.
When the state's expert was on the stand and explained how the bullet entered Cyrus's back, it was pretty compelling testimony that this seemed like you were shooting somebody in the back. It could not possibly be self-defense. And the prosecutor had like a little red dot on his white shirt to show exactly the way the bullet traveled. And then when he explained it in closing argument, it was, again, very compelling. Through the back, hit the lungs, I believe also hit his heart. Incredibly sad. Some of the eyewitness testimony of what Cyrus did after he was shot. Incredibly sad, trying to get up. Also, the eyewitness testimony for the state, and something the state really highlighted in closing, and they talked about it in opening as well, is everybody not named Chow. None of them are going to say they saw Cyrus pull a firearm and point it at somebody, or that anybody else would possibly be in fear for their lives except for Cyrus, who the state actually argued he was probably acting in self-defense. Anything he was doing, he would have been within his right to do so, because he had two grown men, one who was armed, chasing after him.
Defense attorney Jack B. Swirling would speak with the media.
My heart goes out to them, but 14-year-old kid should not be roaming the streets of Columbia or South Carolina with semi-automatic pistols loaded and ready to fire. Andy Chow was following him out of the store and down the street. We always took the position that Rick Chow, the defendant, That was not his objective. His objective was he was going to protect his son, and that's what happened. So
the main argument that they made was the following from the prosecution and the defense. Prosecutors said Chow acted in anger because he wrongly thought the teen had stolen 4 bottles of water from the store. A defense lawyer said Chow fired to defend his son only after the teen pointed a gun at him. Furthermore, NBC News would report on the defense's argument that prosecutors acknowledged Cyrus had a semi-automatic pistol, but they say it fell on the ground during the chase and he never threatened anyone with it. Prosecutors said Chow chased the teen more than 130 yards from the store.
Defense attorney Sean Kent started out by completely reframing the case. He told the jury this case is not about a bottle of water, it's not about a shoplifter, it's about a father who saw a gun pointed at his son and had to make a decision. According to Andy Chow, the store owner's son, Cyrus pointed a gun at him. Andy testified that he saw a gun, he yelled, "He's got a gun," and then his father, Rick Chow, fired a shot. And the defense attorney asked the jury a simple question. If Rick Chow wanted to execute this kid over a $1 bottle of water, why wait 130 yards? Why chase him the length of a football field before firing? The defense argued that he did that because something changed, and what changed, according to the defense, is that Cyrus pulled out a gun and pointed it at Andy. Now, here's something important I don't want you to miss. Both sides, the prosecution and the defense, agreed at the charge conference to take lesser includeds off the table. That means the jury had one decision to make: murder or nothing. No manslaughter, no reckless homicide, no nothing else. I think the prosecution made a gigantic mistake, and the defense attorneys were completely right to not have any lesser includeds on the table, though who knows, right?
The sheriff would note there was no indication that Cyrus pointed the gun at the Chows. What must also be stated is this: Rick Chow has a history of using his gun. On May 4th, 2015, Chow confronted a woman who'd grabbed 2 cases of Bud Light and a package of boiled peanuts and then left without paying. According to a redacted incident report, the 2 struggled outside the store and the woman threatened to shoot the store owner. Chow then took hold of the beer and the woman's purse, which contained the peanuts, wrote CBSNews.com. The woman got into her car to leave. Chow pulled out a .45 caliber Glock and fired approximately 6 times at the passenger side window. No one was injured, thankfully, the report said. Then on October 12, 2018, a shoplifter had taken a $6.49 can of oven cleaner and hid it in their clothes, according to the incident report. The shoplifter assaulted Chow after the gas station owner would confront him. Chow then fired at the man twice, striking him in the leg. The shoplifter pled guilty to charges stemming from the incident. Chow's name is redacted on the incident reports that were reviewed by the outlet, but those reports identify the shooter in both incidents as the store's owner. Richland County Sheriff Leon Lett, pictured here, would speak with CBSNews.com and say the following: even if he had shoplifted 4 bottles of water, which he had taken out of the cooler and then put back, even if he had done that, that's not something you should shoot anybody over, much less a 14-year-old.
Why would you run after him? Okay, see, that's the problem. Too many people want to play police officer, judge, jury, and in this case, executioner. Okay, if you think someone shoplifted, call the cops. Okay, if you say this young man pulled a gun on you and threatened the life of your son but then ran away, call the cops. Okay, every situation does not require escalation. And this was clearly one of those situations, okay? Why turn a minor dispute into a permanent consequence? Nobody should lose their life over something that could have been handled with a phone call to 911, all right? Being angry doesn't give you the right to be deputized, okay? You are not the law, Rick Chow. Right? Hell, it wouldn't be justified if they did it either. All right? Just because you think somebody did something wrong doesn't give you the authority to chase them down and kill them.
Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.